my name is Chad Wentworth and I'm a software development engineer here at Analog Devices. Today I want to introduce a new product called the ADI LISTN EZ-Audio System, which was produced in collaboration with DSP Concepts. This product is a complete and ready-to-use hardware and software audio system solution for in-car entertainment system developers, especially those who may not have dedicated audio and acoustic engineering resources available to them. We wanted to bridge that potential gap and provide a full-featured audio flow right out of the box, which can be used to tune any vehicle with the option to upgrade later on. The AUNE tuning software that we'll take a closer look at shortly was developed to allow customers to tune everything that is included in the audio flow. So let's get started by taking a look at what's in the box. First thing you'll find in the box is our quick start guide, which gives you your username and password. You're going to want to put this aside for later to use that during the installation. And it also gives you the link to our installation. We have our 12-volt power supply. We have a USB-C cable so that we can connect it to the PC. And we have our hardware board. EV21562-Auto. You might be wondering about the audio cables themselves as they're missing from the box. There's no de facto standard for the type of audio cabling used in vehicles, so there aren't any cables provided with this system. I want to turn it over to David now to talk a little bit more about the hardware that he designed for this product.
Hello, my name is David Harrington, and I am a hardware engineer at Analog Devices. Today I'm going to give you an overview of the EV21562 board that is used in the ADI LISTN EZ-Audio System. The EV21562 is based on the ADSP 21562 SHARC+ 400 MHz digital signal processor. This board supports 4 analog channels inputs using the ADIU 1979 high-performance ADC and 12 analog channel output using the ADIU 1962 high-performance DAC. The input and output channels use 3.5mm connectors with 2 channels per connector. A DC barrel jack is used for the 12-volt power input with the provided power supply. A USB-C connector is used for USB to UART communication between the board and a PC. A 30-pin I/O header is on the board to provide TWI, SPI, and DAI signals from the ADSP 21562 processor for customer use. There are 2 push buttons located in the middle of the board and a reset button located next to the DC barrel jack. The hardware comes pre-programmed with the firmware needed to run AUNE, so first we need to make all the connections to the board. I'm using just standard stereo cables in my case, but obviously other setups may differ and the correct adapters would have to be used. I'll first plug in the audio input and then the audio output. Plug in the USB-C into the USB to UART connector. Then plug in the power supply to the DC barrel jack with the included power adapter. And now let us pass it back to Chad to install the software and show us how to get up and running with AUNE.
So now let's install the software package. Okay, so first we're going to install the AUNE software. Click Install. And this process could take a little bit of time, so just be patient with it. Click Next to begin the install. Make sure as the license agreements come up to be sure to read those and accept if you agree. Click Next again and install it just for the current user. Go ahead and install AWE Server, which allows the communication with the target board. Get out your quick start guide that was in the box because this is going to have your username and password in it. Get that out now. Click Next. Agree to the license agreement if you agree to it. And then this page, it's going to allow you to install different pieces of software, but it will auto-detect if you have them or not. So you see these two are unchecked. That means that it's already detected on your system, so you don't need to bother checking those. If you don't have it, those will be installed for you. Go ahead and click Next. Click Finish. And so this is where it's telling you that you need to provide your license credentials before running AUNE. So click OK. And you do want to launch AWE Server so that you can enter your license credentials here. So make sure that's checked. If you want to view either the release information or the quick start guide, you can go ahead and do that as well. And I'm going to click Finish. Now it's just telling you that you have to close down AWE Server once you enter your credentials. Okay, so server came up and you can enter your credentials from the quick start guide. Click Login. Okay, once that's successful, it will tell you if it's not, and so it didn't tell me anything, so I'm okay here, and I can just close it down to continue with the installation. We're just going to go through the last portion of the install and accept the license agreement if you agree to it. Click Next, Next again, and install. And now you've installed the product. Go ahead and click Finish. Now let's open AUNE so I can show you around the tool. So initially we need to tell AUNE how we're going to connect to the board. In this case, we're connecting over UART. So we're going to go to this Maintenance tab and go to Configurations. Make sure the connection mode is RS-232 for UART. Select your COM port, which it's already set up for the right COM port in this case. And the baud rate has to be 460/800 for this to work properly. So make sure all those are set and then apply and then close. So now that everything's configured, we're going to go ahead and create a new project. And in our case, the 21562 is our only option for a use case. So click the check mark. Again, we only have one block diagram for this particular product. So we'll click the check mark again. So this page is in case you want to use AUNE on maybe multiple vehicles. You can enter your information here so that you can distinguish between the two, but in our case, we're not going to fill anything in here, and that's fine for what we're showing today. Now we're actually ready to connect to our target. Choose Server on target to connect. Now, one of the key things here to look for during the connection process is that this connected checkbox stays checked the whole time, and that the name over here is 21562. If it doesn't show either of those, then there might be something wrong with the connections. Check your connections on the board, which David did for us earlier, so I know that was correct. Or we're going to go into the Maintenance tab and just make sure everything's okay in there. When everything first comes up in AUNE, it comes up to the block diagram, and this just gives you a good representation of how everything's connected, and you can actually change some things through here. But what we want to do now to get everybody up and running that's using this is we want to show you how to get audio through the target board. So we're going to close down this block diagram for now. First, bring up the master volume dialog. With this part, normally there's a control I/O interface that connects to maybe a microprocessor that would be inputting or injecting different values into the signal chain. In this case, we don't have that, so we're actually going to inject the values from here. To get audio through this, we need to make sure that entertainment is not muted, so we set that to a 0. And then we want to enable it by clicking the entertainment mute button. And then we want to enable the entertainment volume. I'm not going to actually turn the volume up just yet because we want to make sure that it's not going to be too loud as we're trying to do this. So, and then the last thing that we're going to do is unmute the master mute, which you see here. Make sure that audio is flowing through to the input, and now increase the volume on entertainment. So now, as you can hear, we have audio coming through, so we've been able to set that all up. From here, the main, let me actually turn this down so you can hear me. So from here, the main dialogue that is going to be used is the entertainment tuning page. So you go into pages, go to entertainment tuning. You also notice before I click on it that there's this E here. So these are shortcuts. So I'm going to click it from here, but then also if I go on my keyboard and I just type in E, it will make it disappear or reappear. And you can do that with some of the other controls, some of the other pages as well. Since this is just a getting started video, we won't go into all the details about AUNE, but I hope we have given you the information to get up and running. Be sure to visit analog.com/EV-21562-auto for more information.